Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read from what I'm dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at Val53 Tarot Pages Review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Right away, the devil on top of the deck. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I just had to talk to Aries and who they were asking about or dealing with, because whoever they were asking about, the devil was the very first card out for them. This is a nice energy, Sagittarius. I don't know who this is. Let me just kind of show you. You got the High Priest and the High Priestess right next to each other. That's nice. Real nice. Hopefully it stays that way. Okay. Weird. I don't understand that. Sagittarius, I don't understand that. Okay, so jumping into this, I will kind of point this out right away. There's the Three of Swords, and once again, it's the deck, but it does have Sex Demon written on top of it. What I don't understand is like why, High Priest and High Priestess showing up immediately. So what is this about themselves that it's almost kind of like being brought up or purged or cleansed or expelled? What is that? Because something ain't sitting right with them, and whatever this is, and once again, this kind of presents itself in such a way where spiritual authority. Why is that the problem or issue, Crosswatcher? Hello, by the way. Why is that the problem or the issue? Because the way you're choosing to move forward through this, once again, you kind of have this rebellious nature to you, where you have a problem or an issue with spiritual authority. Do you just have a problem or an issue with spirituality? Like, the mystical, the esoteric, the occult. What is it? But what I don't understand specifically is this Three of Swords is about you, Sagittarius. And I don't understand that. I mean, this is an energy where it's like it's eating at them, it's consuming them. But I don't understand like why the connection or situation between the two of you is affecting them it's affecting them the way it is. Because I'm looking at their energy and I'm looking at your energy. And it's almost kind of like opposites. It's like night and day, for example. It's just complete opposites. And this is that situation of, like I said, Cupid and Cupid's bow and arrow. Cupid shoots you in the ass. I always thought this was weird because it looks like the number 33. It's actually L-E, but it looks like a 33. But anyways, Cupid, he's being consumed. No love, being consumed. But sex demon, that desire, that unmet desired. It's not an energy like I normally say, like eat your heart out. No, This is an energy of your lust and your temptation is consuming you from the inside out. Do they have like this desire, this burning desire for you, Sagittarius, that they're not speaking on? Like, you know, cat got your tongue. It's like, what is that? Cat got your tongue so bad that it's sort of like, I don't know why I'm thinking about the scene from The Matrix. I believe the first one, number one, where Agent Smith, the agents have captured Mr. Anderson at the time. You know, his office, his typical, you know, his job name, not his internet hacker computer name or alias. They capture him and they have him like in that enclosed room and they're interrogating him and they have his history and his files and his reports about who he is and what he's been up to. Kind of like his background, his history, his file, his confidential file. But fast forward. He's like, you know, he gives the agent the middle finger and he's like, I just want my fucking phone call. And he's like, what good is a phone call if you can't speak? And his mouth just kind of just morphs. And it's just solid skin over his mouth. And he's just, it's, you know, that's kind of like his first run-in with an agent. In other words, it's kind of like something has silenced them. Good movies, by the way. Good movies. Good storyline to it. There's a devil. Okay, so let me understand this. So once again, Sagittarius, I believe I told them for your reading, you know, they should go talk to their father. This is that same energy. This is that exact same energy. They have a problem with spiritual authority. There's the devil. So there's the high priest and the high priestess over there at the start of this. Like I said, what is boiling up? What is it that needs to be expelled or cleansed or purged? Unfortunately, what I'm looking at them doing is there's the high priest, there's the devil, they're running out of church. They're like, fuck this. They're, like I said, they're slamming that door shut. They're left there to deal with themselves, and they're saying, fuck this. I mean, I don't know what that, yeah, look at this, the Five of Swords. They're getting the fuck out of Dodge, as they say. Get me the fuck out of here, run. Okay. So they're trying to escape. Runner. Spiritual authority and runner. It doesn't look like they got that far. Stop, halt, right there. Don't move, stop resisting. Okay. Like I told Aries, you know, I told Aries that in their person. Aries told them, not today, Satan. They're like, maybe today, fuck. Still didn't get away. So apparently that devil energy couldn't help them out in a tough spot or a tight jam. Like, nope. It's almost like they try to emphasize that devil energy as a loophole. Like, you might, you know, you're going to try to pull a last second Hail Mary, go figure. And Hail Mary trick to try to get out of or get away from spiritual authority. And it's like, nope. Not so fast there, Slick. Not so fast there. Crosswatcher, you're showing me the exact same thing you showed. Yeah, you're showing me the exact same thing you showed me for you dealing with Aries. Out of Sagittarius, once again, out of the three people, which one are you? Which one are you? There's a snake in the garden. There's a serpent in the garden. I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy. That they literally, I don't know which one you are, Sagittarius. So which one are you? Are you this one, that one, or that one? Even if I give you the benefit of the doubt, Crosswatcher, 2. Because there's definitely, you want me to count? There's 6 people here. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and giving you 2. But there's 6. 7 to be technical. Don't know why they do it to themselves. Well, there you are, Sagittarius. That temperance showing up. So does that mean this one over? Does that mean number 7 or number 6? Which one are you? Like, how much do they have a list? Do they have a black book, a contact? What do you call that? A list of contacts. Which one? Crosswatcher. 7 or 8 people. 9 people. You see where this is going, Sagittarius? 10 people. Which one are you? Because apparently there's a group. That is a, what do you call that? A village. And what happens when there's a village? What happens when there's a snake in the village? What happens when there's a serpent in the village or the community? And it's like, anybody got any ideas as to how to flush this thing out? Because they're fucking around and they're messing with everyone's shit. Not to mention they're going around to each of us, taking this, taking that, only looking out for themselves, right? As they say, it takes a village or it takes a community. It's interesting. The high priest and the high priestess shows up first. Something tells me this is a situation where if they are about all the spiritual stuff, they're surrounded by love and light. But the problem is they have a problem with the light. That's that problem with spiritual authority. They're surrounded by love and light, but they have a problem with it. They think they have their kind of like loophole as to how to deal with it and navigate through this thing, and clearly not. Clearly not. Because over here, they're trying to figure out my getaway plan, in a sense. There's judgment. Okay. So the devil's judgment day is here. Hold on to your lug nuts. Now they're fighting once again. Remember Sagittarius? Now they're fighting the angel all over again. Here we go. So what are they doing? Are they like fighting for their spot or their position? Are they are they fighting for their place? I don't understand. Are they fighting for their what? What are they fighting for? Because over here they're only fighting for their own selfish reasons, which I understand everyone's got to eat. But the problem is you go around. It's sort of like a snake going around stealing chickens or stealing eggs from the chickens. However you want to kind of see it. Like, I thought we were supposed to have more than this. What's going on? People are getting pecked off on the outskirts or on the sides. What's going on? I notice we're not things are getting tampered with and messed with. What's going on? I don't understand like why they're having to re-strategize. Like I said, selfish gain. They're trying to figure out how to re-strategize. But if that's the case, then that means they're only using you, Sagittarius, and hopefully this isn't one of those things of like what do they call that technically in terms? An accessory. You catch my drift with it? Hopefully they're not perceiving you as an accessory. Another way to put that, since we're on the topic of, partners in crime. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. They don't show me that close of a direct link or connection to you. But they do show me you. But the problem is with you, they're kind of like, I need to kind of like watch my ass with Sagittarius and around Sagittarius. But they're also doing this with so many other people too. And the only reason why you need to keep track of what your steps and what your moves are is if you're playing some sort of strategic game. Otherwise, why? If you're honest, you don't have to keep track of any lies. Why would you have to watch your ass if you're being honest? If you're being transparent, if you're being upfront, if you're being trustworthy, what is there to fucking keep track of? But no, they watch their steps so very closely. Why? Like a fox in a hen house. They're trying to like, it's like they're trying to, stay away from the farmer coming out with a shotgun or something. They don't care. They're showing me greed. They don't care. They're like, I'm sniffing around to get whatever I can get. Okay. So they're re-strategizing, they're re-planning, they're sniffing around for whatever they can get. I mean, I don't know why they're emphasizing they have to kind of like reconsider their entire strategy and game plan. But they just don't care. They're like, I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want to do still. Excuse me. Crosswatcher, out of the 10 people, which one is Sagittarius? There's the Tower. Quit playing. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, let me go to this person. And like I said, energetically speaking, let me walk an outsider. Let me walk into a village. No, I look just like you. Let me walk into a village of apparently a group or a circle here of people, because damn. Stranger from out of town. Let me walk into this group and let me look at everyone entirely the same way of how can this connection or relationship benefit me? Okay, that one's done, on to the next one. How can this relationship benefit me? Okay, on to the next. You get it, Sagittarius. You get it. It's someone that's going around looking at resources in a sense for the sake of their own survival, which you do understand. But it's kind of like if one person, like I used this example before, if you have just one person, one friend, one should be enough. If they are willing to put you under their wing and take them in and show you hospitality and love and care and respect, what else do you need? Because at that point, you're just being greedy. You're just being sticky fingers. You're just being like take from anyone and everyone that you see has something that you might want. Let me help you out. No problem. But then to go to the next person, and then the next person, then the next person, then the next person, then the next person. Like, okay, when is enough going to be enough? And that kind of lets me know what that tower is. It's like they just won't stop. They kind of got this sticky finger thing going on. They just can never get enough. And so they kind of present themselves a bit like a bottomless pit. I'm just never fulfilled. I'm just never satisfied. Can't get no satisfaction. You're kind of strange, Crosswatcher. I do understand what you're saying is like, fuck, tarot is just, But at the same time, it's like the way you go about this is kind of frowned upon. There's a Seven of Swords. So like I said, you go from immediately the Tower takes place. They just cannot help it. It's just, you know what? Strictly strategy. I'm not going to learn from my mistakes. I refuse to. I'm just going to perfect my strategy next time. Once again, and there's the Ace of Swords. What do you know? So like I said, there's, you know who? That's the Saint. Seven of Swords. Out in the desert, dancing with their shadow. Them knowing, fuck, I need to check myself. An unchecked shadow of greed and selfishness and me, and take, and use, and step on. Like I said, I understand everybody needs help from time to time, but the problem is when you have clearly Sagittarius willing to help you out, one should be enough. Otherwise, you're just showing up greedy. Just greedy. Just point blank greedy. Hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb. I'd like to tell you just where I'm from. There's the Eight of Swords wanting to jump out. And there's the Eight of Cups. Like I said, so the truth comes out, and the way they respond to all this strategy is, I don't care. I don't care. This is who you're dealing with. This is who you're dealing with, Sagittarius. This is who you're asking about. This is someone who's in the back of a cop car, yelling obscenities at the windows, spitting on it. And they're like, I don't give a fuck. So you took Sagittarius' help. You went to everybody else, and you still ended with, I don't give a fuck. You get a kick out of the tarot and divination, of course, because you get called out and you're just like, I can't fucking understand it. At the same time, the whole problem with spiritual authority and that rebellious spirit or nature of yours is going to lead you down a path of self-destruction. Will you learn? From where I'm sitting, no. But maybe you got a couple more hard knocks in life to go through before you do. Goodbye.